I mean, his board vision unbelievable.
Hmm.
And now we have Nest Perpetual,
Yeah.
and we have a draw in few moves, right?
And yeah, there's no way to like block with knight e7, right?
Yeah, you can do that because d6 kills you.
Right.
Yeah,
D6 and then white is doing well with his
yeah.
pawn.
I mean, we can show the other fox here. So let's say, let's assume here, right?
Hmm.
Let's assume here if we play knight e7. I think after this is just resignable.
Yeah, it looks bad.
I mean, it looks actually losing right away on spot. Yeah,
No, I agree.
yeah,
But that's interesting to me that like if we go back to move, yeah, 2028,
yeah.
where he gives up the C file, but then he has to like just barely create enough counterplay to survive.
Right.
It's
Well,
like taking on a lot of risk.
well, that's the Topalov style, right? Isn't it? I mean, Topalov also been known, like always been known, like the guy who plays that kind of chess. He always taking risks. He always trying to
Yeah.
keep complications, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what's by my opinion most exciting game of the round.
Yeah. Which tells you something about the round.
Right.
So what should we look at next?
I think we should switch quickly for Vasher versus Magnus to show. I mean, because Carlsen's still world champion.
Yeah.
And let's quickly tell people what happened with Carlsen. Once again, this is the third edition of Stavanger tournament in Norway. I believe Magnus Carlsen had won like all around the world tournaments, almost everywhere, except one place, his home place, Norway.
Yeah.
He had never won any event in his Norway. He played badly Olympics, like Olympiad in Norway, in Tromsø,
Mm.
and three times in a row. Well, actually, first two editions he played fine. He actually got second twice, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he got second twice. By both times missing by half points to Karyakin. I mean, somehow Karyakin like was able to pull up those, I would say, upsets
Hmm.
and winning those events. And this time, something incredibly like bad happening to Magnus. Uh, Somebody said I read some article, Kosh, the same result when he started like a point, half point after four happened to Magnus 10 years ago, back in 2005, when he played in England. When I believe Magnus was like a 14 or so,
Right.
very young kid. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't know. What do you think? Is it because like so much tension, so much pressure on his shoulders?
No, I think it's like a perfect storm. So obviously he was very unlucky in round one, but then he plays black against Caruana and Anand, who are, very good players and very well prepared with white. They both beat him in really nice fashion. And then he shows poor technique against Gary. I mean, in his words, I don't think he played terrible that game, but he thinks that he really messed up and could have won. And so he gets half out of four. I think it just kind of all happened at the same time. I don't think too much has to be to do with what happened in round one. I just think it kind of turned out this way. And I
Well,
mean, it makes sense. For the last 2 years, every tournament is like 2,800 plus rating performance for him. So
yeah, yeah.
eventually,
Eventually,
it
you're
has
right.
to.
But don't you think like I think it's personally my personal opinion. I mean, we obviously we blame Magnus for his loss to Topalov and reverse the whole tables. But I think it's personally fall by arbiters, by my opinion. I think tournament directors need to, let's say, um, provide those like like changes about like tournament regulations, and at least like have them like print out and put them like on the table, make sure like the player can read them, because
Mhm.
basically what happened, they had changed the reglement, the regulations like for this particular event, and see people like Magnus simply didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, it is actually a different time control than they normally use. I think someone posted in the chat. It's like you get 1 hour after move 40 in 30-second increment, and he thought he had a a second time control coming. Um,
Right, right. So this is like very unusual, very unusual. Magnus was late for a few minutes. We all know the story. He was
yeah,
late and he didn't hear like announcement of the TD. And since he was late, he simply didn't know the time control. Again, portionally his fault. Portionally, I believe it's still fault of organizers, which keep changing the time control. Which is, by the way, I agree with our great, you know, uh, commentator, great specialist of his opinions. It's Alex Irmalinsky who said so. Time control is supposed to be the same. You know, no, all those changes like from one tournament to another. I think it's keep like making people to be confused.
yeah, it's a little weird. Just like every football game, basketball game has the same time control. um,
And we have
and
like a bunch of time controls, and you never know which time control you're going to face with.
it just kind of, yeah, depends on the organizer. We should have one for classical, one for rapid, one for blitz, and just
That's
that's
how
it.
it used to be when we grew up. I mean, that's how it used
Hmm.
to be. It was like a one time control we call classical, one time control is called rapid, and blitz. That's it.
Yeah. And maybe, you can change it like once a year or something, but for all the tournaments it should be um
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the Magnus game.
yeah, this is
He
a
tried to.
very interesting opening.
Yeah, he tried to fire up because again, I mean, I'm following chess quite closely for recent years, but tell me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen Magnus playing that sharp as much he played this line. Is he ever played this line before?
He's never played 94 before.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
overall.
but if you play this like a G5 and this line before, I don't recall that to be honest.
Oh, has he played the Moscow variation
Yeah,
with Semyslov?
yeah. No, I don't recall. He never played DC. He never played native.
Uh,
I mean,
I
he.
don't think so. I don't think he's played it with black. He's definitely played it with white, but
Yeah, exactly. As a white, he did play that as a white.
mhm.
Yeah, as a white, he did face that line, but as a black, I don't recall him playing like Moscow variation in Semislav.
No, I can't remember either. Maybe one random game, but no, I don't. Not with any kind of regular. Um,
I mean, he also he. By the way, I don't recall Magnus by playing Semislav in general. I mean, because he used. I mean, primarily what he plays Nivso. He plays like a Queen's Gambit Decline. He plays like more those calmish openings, right?
yeah.
And
I mean,
this,
this was definitely specific preparation for Maxime, I think. As
right. No, that's what I thought. And 94, it's very sideline, guys. I have to tell you because originally Moscow line goes DC.
right.
We take DC E4 G5. That's how Moscow line goes. So this line, it's a sideline. Cause you would know better than me. So I guess you better talk because you are D4 player more than me.
Oh yeah. No, I've actually never seen this move before Carlsen played it.